Hey guys, this is me and Roman, or I guess he's Evocatus, but I
Yeah,
know him as Roman. He's in the 5Q range. I think he's 7Q at the moment, but he drifted down from 5. And we're going to try to ask a bunch of 5Q questions, try to get them answered, try to look at this kind of stuff. Okay, I have not seen the game. He gave
I
me
was
a
black
game
here.
where he tried to play just basic. And it doesn't matter win or lose. We're just looking at the ideas. Okay, here we go. Are you the black or the white here?
I'm black.
You're black.
Yeah, I just
Lion,
have a different nickname on OGS,
Lion
and this is
Robe.
from OGS.
Okay. Uh-huh. And we know that these are all perfectly fine, right?
Yes,
They're all fine. Okay.
I just find myself trying to play Kobayashi Fuseki recently, so
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to pull here.
Let's ask that question. Why are you playing the Kobayashi?
I think I find myself comfortable because, I mean, a lot of my opponents just usually fall for this exact trap that this was designed to set, approaching the 3/4 stone. And usually I find myself in a good situation when I do that. I do remember that you thought about Yin and Yang doing the same and still winning, but yeah, fortunately I'm not playing him.
So this of course is a wonderful move, but we need to understand a little bit. So do you think you're going to get area 1?
Not necessary.
Do you think you're going to get area 2?
It depends again. I mean, as it stands, it's open, like to invasion and all kinds of stuff.
Well, if you're not here to get area 1 or area 2, you haven't yet settled your A, B, or C stone.
Yes.
So you didn't settle anything and you didn't take anything.
Yes.
I bring this up because we start to see the impractical value. You're not doing anything. It's like in the future, I hope to do something.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, an idea that will make you stronger is instead of trying to do something in the future, just do it now. So either settle your group, all done.
Yes.
And let's just so all done.
This is exactly the same Juseki that I kept in mind as a kind of a fallback plan.
Or take the corner. Now that doesn't literally take the corner. You feel free to bring it down so it's more solid. But you're doing something real and practical. And it's not like you're going to get punished. I mean, you're in charge here, not white. So it's far more practical.
Yes.
And you're doing
this L3 move you showed just now. I saw you doing it, but I myself wouldn't be able to invent it. It's still above my level, I would say.
Wouldn't be able to do what?
I wouldn't be able to come up with it myself, I believe.
So let's look from Black's point of view. And let's step through it. We always want to keep our groups healthy. Is my A stone healthy? Well, it has 3 options to go: corner, side, center. So it's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
We're not saying it can't get picked on, but it's no serious attack whatsoever. So we don't need to defend if we don't want to. So this move, we'll put it nice and tight here. This is taking the corner and playing in a corner, same as this. Here's another move that's perfectly fine. You're taking points as you settle a group. Very practical. So let's just play a practical move.
Yeah, but we can also say that there is some kind of loose relationship between this formation and F3.
Yes, there is. Now you said you wouldn't be able to come up with this. Well, I think you'd be able to come up with Q5.
Probably.
Okay.
But if I would do something like that, I would probably play low just to avoid R7.
Sure.
Maybe it's not a big threat, but still.
So I'm trying to break it down so we see the different parts so that you can come up with it all on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Step one, recognize that A does not have a need. It has something of a desire, but certainly not a need.
Yep.
Then you can go do what you want. Perfectly fine move to come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Great, you're doing great. You came up with it all on your own. Any others? Yeah, sure. How about that one? Wonderful move. You came up with it all on your own. There's nothing to stop you from coming up with these moves. It's your choice if you understand that your A stone is fine. We're not thinking about sides, we're thinking about corners.
Yeah.
And then you know that all four are fine.
Mm-hmm.
So whichever one you like.
Yeah, B mostly. Sometimes C.
Okay. So let's just put it at B, and you would come up with this. There's, of
Yep.
course, you could come up with this. Okay. He plays here. Well, you know to stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So far, you'd come up
That
with
is the most natural response, basically, yes.
it. So far, you know all this, and
Yeah.
you'd be able to follow it along.
Mm-hmm.
He hits you. Now we have our first question.
Yeah. What to do next?
Okay. Now, this is kind of the little culmination of the position where a 5Q would like to learn this. So we're doing exactly what we want to do for this session. Okay. Hey, maybe we'll play away. No. How come? A group, hello. We're under pressure.
It's in danger.
Okay.
But
So,
it's also 4 versus 2.
yes. So it's
So,
time to defend.
yes.
Okay. Let's look at possible defenses. All seem correct so far?
Yes.
All of these help black.
Well, I would not play A because it will only make
Me
white
either,
stronger.
but it does help white, black in Sente. It's a horrible move, but it clearly helps black, gives it easier to run in Sente.
Yeah.
Horrible move, but we're just looking at moves that are obviously good. Let's get rid of it. I agree. It's a horrible move. Okay.
I could make sense, but it's kind of a little bit exception defeat, right? Because you're already trying to get at least some base and being low, and yeah, a little bit depressing. I would play E because, I mean, it's probably the most straightforward way to run away. And why running away? Because, I mean, there is no way to get a base here. You're basically blocked from both sides.
Okay. A few things. Yeah, you can get a base. You now have a base, and you hurt white.
Yeah.
It's a great move. Totally at least 80%. I wouldn't put it above 80%, but it's a good dawn level move.
Okay.
So you can get a base if that's what you think you want to do. Okay. Let's look at G for a minute. Let's look at D. Well, how can we call this defense if it's just cut?
If it's a knight's move, yes.
Now we're getting to an important question. I want to change the word from defense to help. Okay. Does B help A? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to cut you. Go ahead. I cut you. Yep, you sure cut me. But my main group is completely out. That little stone totally helped me.
Yes, looks like it.
So it wasn't part of my group. I sacrificed it. But yes, so that's why we're marking these spots. They all help black.
But at the same time, what happened is that black is merely out with probably one eye, and white got a big corner, and maybe something more than that. What do you agree?
Okay, well, now that's There are some truths to that, but that's way more than you need to think about.
Okay.
You can't say, oh man, I shouldn't have played away. The game's over. Not at all. First of all, you can live in there if you want. You don't want to because the outside's more valuable. Okay, so everything's fine. That's not his corner yet.
So are you saying that as long as we are committed to save those 2 stones, all of these moves are valid?
Or what?
Are you saying that as long as we are committed to save those 2 stones, all of these moves that are marked on the board with letters are valid?
Valid. I meant to say that they all help black. Are they valid? A minute ago, I had marked H, which is not valid. So we remove that because it's such a horrible move. Are the others valid?
Probably C should be removed also.
C, no. C is a forcing move that totally helps. B is the stupid one. B and H are almost the same. Tiny little step. Okay, that's not my wife needing something. Okay. I get all these calls from politicians. So let's get rid of B because that's a tiny little move that doesn't really threaten anything. So these are all valid, yes.
And all of them are jumps.
This is true, yes. And I want to reiterate the term we're using, helping black. Okay, now let's look at another move that helps.
Yes, the
In what way does this help? Hello, that's big help. Also, the A stone is now in pain, more pain than our B stones. White can't connect under, black can. White's in more pain. So we have helped black, and we've done a wonderful, just delightful thing in Area 1. We're not saying that's our cash, but give me a break. Wouldn't you like Area 1? Of course we would. And it's all Sente. Okay. So I want to define, let's find a word for A. Helping from a distance. That's a really common way of looking at it. I've always liked a half move help. Meaning B, I'm investing 100% of a move to help. A, 50%, and we're not even connected, right? Well, how in the world, how did that help? Well, did you get up? So profit incentive. So a lot of times the half move helping from a distance is extremely necessary.
Can you say that it is in a sort of aggressive? So, of course, White started the fight by pincering.
Yeah, I don't think it's aggressive at all. Do you know anything about the martial arts? Fighting arts?
Not really.
I'll try to make this as short as possible. There's something called the soft arts, where you're not allowed to use more than 1 ounce of strength. And you learn how to do extremely powerful things with very small, light movements. And one of the big things is this idea of when he pulls back, you follow him in. If he comes forward, you pull back and parry. Okay. So it's kind of like nature abhors a vacuum. It's like, this isn't being aggressive. This is that's the spot. That's the only spot. I'm not being aggressive. I'm just filling the hole that's there. So I don't like the word aggressive at all. Aggressive might be, I'm not letting you out. Man, I'm going to take away your, and we're being aggressive.
Oh, it doesn't look good.
This is you can be aggressive and rational, but this is just the next obvious move. Simple. I don't want to fight you. I just want to take a little profit. Then we'll both run out. Very peaceful move, actually. Okay.
So we may say that it is asking white if he allows black to connect under.
Yeah, we could say that. We could see it as an asking move. We could see it as
and if
defense,
white
large
escalates,
defense.
if it's white being aggressive.
Yeah, white was the aggressive one. We're saying, great, go ahead and fight me. I don't mind. I'm very happy here fighting.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not that I'm kind of afraid being aggressive. It's just it's a little bit uncomfortable having such situation in the very beginning. You know, like what do you do?
Yeah. Okay. So from the beginning, A, we know. B, if we understand our ace stone's not weak, then you could feel the freedom and go, well, where do I want to go? I like this move. Great. It's a wonderful move. AI doesn't like it so much, but it's still 98%. No big, what's the problem? 2% loss. Fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, Stan, you know that one. Here, now we have some choices.
Mm-hmm.
And if you choose here, great, you're playing a nice one-don game. You play here, more than one don. They're both wonderful, strong moves. But you got to admit, it's kind of a difference who gets those points.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so helping from a distance, extremely valuable, and you can learn this. This is not, once you get used to it, it's like, oh, let's do one last thing here, because this is a big deal. Let's put black here. Let's put white here. I'm going to put black here and white here. Okay, what about this move? We're dying. We don't have time for helping from a distance. We need 100% help.
Yes.
So there's some discernment here. Do I have time to help just a little bit for now? Or do I need a whole move help? Okay, make some sense?
Yes, totally.
Cool. Okay, play here, not a problem. But I urge you, if you want to learn more about Go, start playing more practically. You'll really, and you'll start, it's a big difference. Okay, comes in, boom.
It's almost by the book, you know.
Uh-huh. Well,
Yeah, here I was thinking for a second if I should extend up or connect. Ended up connecting.
Well, let's again look at the moves that fix the cut.
Yeah.
And probably a couple more. Which of these would you prefer? F, hello. F, that's where the points are. That's where your base is. That's where his base is. Right. So F for sure. But here we are in the middle of a game. Your clock's running. You're like, I don't know where to play. I think I'll just fix. Fine. But the more you get in these situations, you go, okay, let me use just a moment on my clock. Let me think it through. I want to fix the cut. Is there a better way to fix the cut?
Yeah.
That little tiny process is huge when you want to get from 5Q up to 1 don. You start thinking, what's the best way?
How could I not see it? Like, really?
When I was 4 don, I started realizing I can fix this any way I want. I got so excited that I could do anything. What do I think is best? I didn't learn that till I was 4 don. Of course, back then, that was 50 plus years ago. No one knew anything about Go. Okay, it comes down.
Yep.
Okay, white says, I'm attacking black. Is the black weak? Yes. Oh, this is an attack. You can no longer get an eye here. Time to defend. Okay. Now let's change that move. Time to defend. Whichever one he attacks, that's the one you defend. So when he plays here, I better fix that. And it's a very nice fix. Very attractive move on the right. I mean, gosh. A few things here. That's the black group. If you had a stone here, no difference. You had a stone here, no difference. So this move, A, you are making this group. It just so happens you have also a very nice stone over there. Okay. So that's one thing. Another thing, is area 1 yours? Nah. If White wanted to mess with that, he probably could. It would cost him too much. It'd be a terrible thing to do, but that's not your area, nor is area 2. You simply defended yourself and created something which could turn into a lot of points. Not points yet, but yeah, real different if White had it. Should that be a white or black area? Black. Even though I don't have points, great potential. Okay.
I was thinking about this move a little bit, but just decided maybe I could just get away with it, extend later or things like that. And finishing this formation on the lower side was just too tempting.
Yes.
Maybe it was a mistake. And the stronger player would punish me for that.
Let's just talk about the word mistake for a second. You see a couple professional 9-dans playing a game of Go. AlphaGo comes along and says, I'm sorry, that's a mistake, almost every move. Mistake. That's a whole half-point mistake. It's like, I don't like the word mistake. More, what sort of habits should we have? What leads to a good, strong game? So your A stone, wonderful stone. Gosh, looks like territory. It is defense. White can do stuff in there. So it's an absolutely wonderful move. Okay. Well, what about your B group? White can't kill it. So let's look at why. This actually I spent a lot of time trying to understand how to play even up Go. And I got to 6th dan and I still didn't know. My first 10 years of teaching Go professionally was just, I taught handicap Go because I didn't understand even up at all. I asked so many people, they could not tell me. I finally, through asking a million questions, maybe it's the most obvious thing in the world, that's why they didn't know how to say it. But let's define it a little bit. A lot of times handicap games are very easy to define things. Black defends, and black plays away. Black defends, and black plays away. Has black made a mistake? No. All perfectly valid moves. But white got equity in the A area, equity in the B area, healthy groups. Every point black has taken has the cost of a whole move. So now let's do the same thing. And instead of defending, why in the world would we defend? White is horribly weak. Let's not just attack, let's attack in Sente. White has no right to live on this board. Okay, now I'll defend. I'm behind enemy lines, I'll defend. White's like, okay, I better run out. Not to this side, you won't. Out. You know, I'm a little behind enemy lines. Let me fix that as I get right next to your thin. So now we don't have equity. White doesn't even have a living group yet, nor 1 point. Has black attempted to take a point? No. Not one thought about taking points. All he's done is attack. 3 points. That's what even up goes about. 3 points. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, just in case this is useful to somebody, let me do this again. Okay, so this is not a Go game. This is a representation of two professionals playing. Black plays his move, absolutely full value. He cannot get more, and he hasn't gotten less. Full value. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. White's turn, full value. Black's turn, full. What's going to happen? Tie game. Okay. Oh, black plays a really big move. White plays a really big move. Okay. All of a sudden, black plays something that has a slight mistake, and white says, I get a half a point for free.
Mm-hmm.
Black has to fix. Oh, white's a half point ahead. 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to win Go games, is small points in Sente. That's from 5 down on up. Small points in Sente, that's how you win the game. At your level, just be aware of the free points. That makes some sense?
Yeah, true.
Okay.
You know, like I played some games with big handicap against stronger players. And sometimes you feel like a space shuttle with those protection entering the atmosphere. It just melts. The question is if you have an hour or not.
What's the question again?
No, it's not a question. It's just a remark that how it feels like when you play a stronger player, even with handicap. You just see this advantage that you had in the beginning just slowly disappear.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very emotionally flattening. I have in the neighborhood of 400 videos on YouTube. There are 2 that I'm proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to see myself in a negative light. I'm like, yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, that wasn't very good. But there's 2 I'm like, oh, these are good. One of them, I took 6 stones against a 9-don bot. Now, I'm supposed to win that, granted, but I did it to show the thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the thinking is so good. Every move has a purpose and meaning, and he never got 1 point ahead. I outplayed him the whole game, which I should at that level. With all those handicap zones, it's much easier for black. And then the other ones I played 6-don or 7-don bot at 3 stones. And again, I'm supposed to win, but it's the thinking. And those 2, oh man, I thought they were great thinking. If you get to see them on YouTube, I'd suggest they might be.
I need to find those.
Okay, so if you play here, it costs a whole move. All of a sudden, free. What do you mean free? You better respond.
Yeah.
You need to get out somehow. Oh, what happened? White took the points for free. It's still White's move.
Mm-hmm.
What, here? How many free points did White get? A lot.
Mm-hmm. And who is under attack after this? Yeah, it's black.
Only black. Yes. This is a great example of why, not that this is a bad move, but it's a bad way of thinking. So let's say 1 year from now, here you are, Roman is 7-don. And Roman says, I understand all that, but I have a plan. A's better. Great, go for it. But until you understand a lot more, defend your weak groups. Okay. Well, makes sense. Let's walk through the thinking. Is A weak stone or group?
Nope.
No. So if you want to, you can just play away. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not here to defend. What do we want to do? Well, I'd kind of like to help my B group. Thank goodness he didn't attack me. Your move, it does help that group. It's true, it does. But still there's an awful lot of room in there, So what instead of that, we just go ahead and make a regular move. Oh, we'll get pinched. Well, give me a break. There can't be a problem for us. It's of course we'll do fine. So here's a great example of doing the main thing, acknowledging, hey, the B stone, the B groups. B group. Oh, good time to defend. Yes, this helps it. but this actually defends it and is a big move locally.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is better.
Comes in, you settle. There's a few Joseki choices here. With our weak group, this is what I'm uncomfortable about. Based on that, I would use this Joseki.
Okay. You kind of predicted my next question. Yeah.
For him to come in. So I would choose a Joseki. It really helps that. Yeah. This way, fine. This way. So
I was actually thinking what to choose, and in the end, decided to go for territory. And I was thinking that it makes the corner group safer.
Yes,
and if anything bad happens, I will be more free to do something else. Maybe to help those 3 stones, because at this point I fully realize that they may be attacked soon, maybe immediately.
So A group done with points. Nice. Next, who's weaker, the B or the C stone? C's weaker. So you did defend the B group somewhat, maybe enough. This might be the perfect way.
Probably even from a distance.
Right. So possibly. But again, I would do it the other way because it just makes it almost impossible for him to come in. Yeah. Okay, he comes out. That's too far. Okay. So it's fine. Don't be afraid of the 3-3. 3-3 is very nice. Let's look at it a little bit. Click. And let's do it that way.
Do you think it's still perfectly normal given that white has stones on the both sides?
That's why I'm playing it out, so we can see, is it reasonable? So where's White's next move?
Probably something like D10.
D10. Okay, we want to deal with the left. So step 1, let me see if that's the wife. There's a chance she needs something. Nope. This is the basic pattern. Finish the corner, which is big. And if white doesn't respond, the left's gone.
That's an undercut.
So let's have the white play. Let's remove the sente. We don't want him having sente. And then white does what? Where's white's next move? On the left, assuming the left.
Hana?
Okay. So black got the points. Black removed the sente, double sente actually, and now black to play.
Oh, that's annoying.
This can't be killed. Now it's one thing to say, oh, it can't be killed. The other one is, well, what if when the 6 song comes after you, I'm going to kill you? So yes, it's going to be tested, but no, there's just too much space there. You know, if here, heck, just come under. Something's going to live. Give me a break. It's too much space. Okay. So instead of that, let's do it this way. Okay. Check out in all of area 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4 plus, so it's almost 50 points of wide open space. Of course you can live in there. 50 points with gaps everywhere. Of course you can live in there. How would we start? Probably here. You'll find a way of living. This shouldn't be a problem. Now, granted, this is hard. Earlier you said, I'm not sure I'd find that. Well, here, I'm not sure you'd find it either. But intellectually, when we look at area 1, that's too much space to say it's all cash. So it is perfectly fine to go in this direction. Any questions on this group, on this position?
Not necessarily, but yeah, it does look scary. And if I were to see something like this, I would think, yes, I need to do something about this immediately. The question is how. My first thought was C12, but thinking about it now, I think it's easily countered. And yeah, attachment.
Let's actually solve this problem so that anytime you face, I need to come in, I don't know how, that you'll have a formula. So you might not have emotional confidence, but you'll say, okay, first do this. Now let me check my listing. Okay, next do this. So we're going to look at a 2-item list for invasions. Now, this is invasions. This is not for reductions. A lot of times reductions are bigger. A lot of times. For instance, let's look at it. Pretty darn big for black. So usually reductions are bigger. That's one of my biggest weaknesses. I like to invade and live. But it's just, so we're going to look at invasions. You with me so far? Okay, item 1. If you can put down a gote move and you're healthy, do it. Problem solved, you're now healthy. Is that the case here? No. Can you find one where you're like simply healthy? No, they all look difficult. And if they don't, let's assume they do. So we go to item 2. You can play a forcing move, a free move. So free move, then you gote. So you get 2 moves in a row. Let's mark all the forcing moves. I guess that's right. Which one do we choose? Well, D is not in the area. Let's get rid of D.
F probably also for the same reason.
F, same thing. Now, we're talking about area B. G's not really in area B. Let's get rid of G. Okay. I think we have our choices. You with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. With these choices, go ahead.
I'm just thinking about E. So assuming I went there, what if white just protects the B area and somehow still lives in the corner? Is it a possibility?
Oh, sure. We'll just look at that briefly. He takes it, and we say, go ahead. And so it's like, yeah, and then he has to live in the corner. So we did a very big invasion. White is totally less than he used to be. So sure, it's fine. But let's not say, if E, then this, then that, and read all the variations. No. Because then we have to do the same thing with A, B, and C, and we'd be here for hours, if not days, working it out. So instead, we'll keep with the formula. Time for a forcing move. Of the choices, which has the most room and the most options? Well, I would say there's an awful lot of room in area 1 with an extremely big gap here. That's those 2 white stones are not in relationship. So a really nasty gap with a really big area.
Yes.
I'm starting to like A a little bit. So A or B, they're both right in that area. So let's get rid of E and C. So one of these 2. Well, does one seem somehow better? I don't know. A's kind of nice, but B's kind of nice. So you make a choice. They seem equitable. So choose one for me, and we'll play it out.
Let's try B.
It is. White says, no, you're not coming in. And let's just play here. So that was item 2 on the list. Back to item 1. Can we play a gote move and we're fine? Yeah, we're either alive or out. He fixes, we get out.
Oh, this one.
Well, that was easy. We're just out. It worked. So this works all the time. Now, a lot of times you do the first one, not enough. You do a second one, not enough. You do a third one, still not enough. You do a fourth one. I better do a fifth one. Oh, finally, I got out. A lot of times, 4, 5, 6 forcing moves till you finally find a way. So it's not a matter of, oh, I've seen this before. It's a matter of, let me just, where's the road of least resistance? Where's the flow going? Go that way. Okay. Now, one more thing about this. Now, this is going to sound really silly, but let's look at it. In this position, white has 2 options, right?
Yeah.
Which way? A gets stopped immediately. B doesn't. B's easier. That's where the flow is. So you go that way. Now, again, that might sound like, well, that's stupid. It's not. This is the majority of how you find go moves. Which one's easier? B. Then you play B. And that's what we just did in the invasion. Just what's the next obvious, most freeing move? Okay. We are here.
Oh, yeah. It was a Joseki after that.
Now, are you aware that this one's Joseki?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a problem here for white. Now, fight, you might say, yeah, but I don't know how to make use of it. Doesn't matter. Acknowledge white has a problem. As the game continues, you might go, I am so glad to get this move in. Oh, that makes me so happy. Great. It got solved. You might say, oh, this just solves my problem perfectly. And since he's too far here, I get it for free. Or you might decide, I really want the outside influence.
Yeah.
It'll just, when the time comes, it'll show itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the concept that I've seen, if you know Dwyering on YouTube.
Say it again?
Dwyering on YouTube. Yeah, I think you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe that I saw him saying sometimes that his opponent made a weak position, and he said this: he owes me a move here.
Yeah, always owes the move.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, a lot of Q players don't get that. It's like you literally might wait 150 moves, then there it is, and he has to spend a whole move, and you'll get a whole move out of it and win the game. Happens all the time. I actually have a negative memory of him. Not him, but a situation about him. Years ago, I was at a Go Congress. I was at the height. Years ago, I was really quite famous, signing autographs, traveling. I was very well known. So I show up at the Congress, and I've got 4 different people. Shygost. They're all trying to, talk to me. And all of a sudden, here he comes. And I simply have no more room, no more words. And I can't even greet him. And he walked away. I felt, oh, I'm so sorry. I felt terrible, but I didn't know what else to do. Hopefully he doesn't have a bad memory about that.
By the way, one day I saw Rob van Zeist in Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
And I told him that you started a YouTube channel, and he remembers you. And he told me how he spent a day at your house in the United States.
Yeah. I was forward on back then. Yeah. Yeah, we're all very impressed with him. All his stories were fun. Yeah. Okay. He pinches, you come in. Good. Bum, bum, bum. We all know the Joseki. And then he comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. What in the heck are we going to do? Is this Sente?
Not really, I would say.
No. Did you eyes? Did it?
I just had to
a
do
lot
it,
of practical value here. Also, you're pushing from behind.
Yeah.
So let's fix that part. Okay, you're ahead. already it's like twice the move. Really, it's not. It's significantly better.
And it probably cannot be cut, right?
And can't be cut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it can be. I thought there was a ladder here, but there isn't. So it can be. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
Now, if you made that mistake like I did in the game, it's still not a problem.
Probably just
because,
sacrifice the 3 stones, right?
yeah, he was already alive there, and now
Mhm.
he's more alive. That doesn't mean anything. And you get more points than you would have. I mean, so it's, yeah, that might not be literally true, but again, there's no problem. So me, let's connect on it.
Oh, I didn't see it at all.
A very practical move, right? You're
Uh-huh.
virtually alive, and he has a totally weak stone. Now, that's a nice exchange for him, but we don't have a problem either.
I believe it still can be cut by attaching to either side of this black stone.
Let's have a look. Remember, we made sure we were alive already.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but we have a free move whenever we want it.
Mm-hmm.
No problem here at all.
Yeah.
Just not a problem. Now, this would be somewhat different if he had played this correctly. Then that might no longer be our Sente. Then we have to, it's a little harder, but in both cases, it would be fun. I like it. You can be cut here. But give me a break. That stone killing you? No.
Mm-hmm.
He might scare you a little bit, but give me a break. There's no way that that little white stone is going to hurt your bigger group.
This was the whole idea of me playing P8 was to just kind of make him behind enemy lines, you know?
Good. Yes. Yes.
And here,
Yes. Yep.
yeah, it was a little bit scary.
Uh-huh. Good.
Really close.
Take it. That's just as good. Even better. This one lives, the other one doesn't. Good.
So this is alive. Yes.
If you play away, yeah, so you need to play. Okay.
I spent most of my time on these moves. Yeah, like probably several minutes.
See how you let him near your cut?
Uh-huh.
So in all these situations, you play on the safe side. Now, if you could read out, oh, I've read this out. He cannot cut me. Great.
I was greedy, just, you know, afraid of him being able to leave.
Yeah. But if there's any question, just play on the strong side. It doesn't matter if you kill them or not. It does not matter. We don't want to kill groups. It's a bad habit. Don't kill them. Chase them.
Yep.
Let's say, just for fun, he plays here. Oh, sorry. You get on the right button. So let's say it's your move and you can kill. But instead you say, no, I'll just walk away. And he says, you fool, I've lived. Yeah. 2 moves away are huge. Nearly the same, especially if you choose them more carefully. Very, very big. You could even do, Sente stuff, and he's, oh, great, I lived. Yeah. So? So letting him live is really a nice idea. Okay. Connect. Sorry. Connect.
Fortunately, it works.
Connect. Oh, good. What do you do?
Well, you will see in a minute, in a second even, because this is exactly what happened. I would cut at E15.
Oh, I see. And you just capture it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And now?
And now I think connections in order at G16.
Sorry. I mean, if he cuts.
Oh, if he cuts. Well, now I cannot afford him to attack me at F18, so now I need to play somewhere there.
So it's just a regular pattern.
This is a better way
fix, and once you fix that A stone, just a thorn in his side. It's going to bother him for the next 50 moves. Not that you can kill anything, but it's just a hassle.
Yeah.
Okay. He plays there. You do the Atari. There he goes. Okay. And then he did that. And then he resigned.
Yeah, yes.
Good, good. So we saw a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of principles, helping from a distance, playing from the strong side, these sorts of things. So I'm trying to think, when you play your next game this coming week, it's sort of like I wish we had a list of the things we'd mentioned. So you could go, okay, let me try to implement these. But in either case, you can just do what you can do to remember. You might want to go over the video, who knows. And and even if we bring up the exact same issues next time, it's going to mean more.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, some FIQ that saw this one, and then they're seeing the next one, they might go, no, don't play there. And all of a sudden, they're starting to learn it. So in either case, it's all good. Okay, Roman, thanks. And that was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Any last questions?
No, I don't think so. It's just what you mentioned in the beginning, well, closer to the beginning, is how I failed to just do the most basic thing and just jump 3 spaces from 2 stones on the right side. And how all this unnecessary fight just ensued because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's some things you see when you just start to review a game like this, and what it costs you in the end.
Yeah.
Just the most basic.
Sometimes pros, I have one in mind at the moment, they'll go on KJS or TyGem or wherever, and they'll start an account, and they're playing, 4, 5, 6 dons as they rank up, and they don't try to do any of the fancy stuff. They play the most basic moves imaginable, and they just crush everybody. So that's why I'm saying, don't worry about the Kobayashi opening. No, play basic. You'll learn so much more. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Hope to see you next time. Thank you, Roman.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.